We knew that we could really make it our own and we could grow as a family here.
It was honestly like the worst experience of our design careers.
Hello friends, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Lindsay Thurston. I'm an interior stylist and teacher here to help you achieve your design dreams on a budget. In today's video, we're gonna be walking through another AD home tour. If you are not familiar, Architectural Digest has a fantastic YouTube channel that I use to find tons of inspiration and maybe occasionally judge some of the choices of celebrities and their interior designers, all in the name of good fun, of course, and to see if we can grab a few nuggets of inspiration for our own home projects. Here we are on the Architectural Digest YouTube channel. There's so much great inspiration to find here and lots of different series, but my personal favorite is this one, Open Door Inside Celebrity Home Tours. So if you click on this little playlist title, it'll take you to the full listing of videos. There's over 100 of these and they are so binge worthy. So if you haven't discovered these yet, you're welcome. I've been thinking long and hard about which one to choose for today's little reaction home. I'm gonna choose one of my all-time favorite designers to share with you, Nate Berkus and Jeremiah Brent's New York City Townhouse. I first discovered Nate Berkus way back in the 90s when he was a frequent expert guest on the Oprah Winfrey Show. He was often called in to design celebrity homes. Although, you know, I know Jerry O'Connell can afford to renovate and hire his own interior designer. I personally really loved it when he would take on the challenge of just regular everyday people, viewers of the Oprah show, and he would kind of jump in and solve all of their design problems and challenges all in the most beautiful style possible. Jeremiah Brent is another amazing interior designer. So when these two incredible talents met and fell in love, and now they have two beautiful children, you should definitely race over and follow them on Instagram. They are so much fun there and they share a lot of their interior design projects and their homes. If you love this one, they also shared their LA home tour on another one of these episodes. You should definitely check that out. All right, let's go.
Hi, welcome guys. To our home in New York City.
We're back.
Yeah, here we are. Come on in.
Oh, I'm so excited. Words can't express how much I love these two interior designers and their stunning style.
So this is our parlor. As you can see, we bought a townhouse that has sort of half of a parlor because there's this huge glass railing behind and we didn't know how to use this room.
I mean, we have this dream of it being our grown-up space, but at the end of the day, it's really the idea is that it's a place where we come up and have a cocktail, we can hang out,
right.
Have a nice
that fireplace facade.
But
I have to roll back already, you guys. Oh heavens. So I have dreams, vivid dreams about this fireplace facade. It is wildly inspiring to me. It's relatively small scale. I might like something a little bit larger, but I love the natural marble. The stonework on the inside is absolutely stunning. And it's just a lot of beautiful sort of veining and texture right in the middle of this parlor area.
It was honestly like the worst experience of our design careers.
There's 3 different entrances.
Yeah, so where do you put the sofa?
Coming from LA, we really wanted to find a place that our children felt safe, that felt like a home. And this house, the second we walked in, even though it didn't look anything like this, and we knew that we could really make it our own and we could grow as a family here.
I'm loving this wall of built-ins and how they've styled the books. I love the little lamps clipped on and hanging down to give a little bit more light to the space. And if you look closely, there's even built-in lighting in the recess areas of those little cubes. Such a smart design. Really brightens everything up on that side of the space. And the modern light fixture, we've got some vintage reupholstered furniture pieces, quintessential aspects of both Berkus and Brent's designs. I'm loving this lamp as well. This silhouette has really caught my eye lately. I love the sort of simplicity of the artwork. There's this sort of round, large piece and then a small round piece. These small sconces, and then we've got a beautiful, looks like an antique wood framed mirror above the fireplace. Their little bar cart has a little spot, like they said, for their little cocktail moments. There's a lot of texture in here. Even though there's neutral colors everywhere, there's a lot of contrast.
glass railing and this crazy glass bridge was here. So one of the reasons we love this house is this is the family room down here, and you get this incredible volume. I think the coolest thing we did to this renovation was design and build this bookshelf.
Those lamps are stunning. It almost feels like a catwalk in the theater, how you walk around and you can kind of look down into it. It's kind of neat that they embraced that and they didn't feel the need to rip it out and change it. We talked about that a lot on this channel. Sometimes your home is going to have certain elements that are time period when it was built, quintessential to your home's style, and maybe should be worked with instead of against.
Which is actually floating on the wall, but we connected it as well to a bookshelf downstairs, and we centered the sofa there in the middle. As our eyes travel around the room, they land on things that have come with us from home to home, combined with some new things like these sconces next to this thing from Mexico City, from Pedro Friedberg from 1,000 trips ago. It's great, I think, to fill a home with things that tell the story of you and your family, and that's what we've tried to do here.
They've got all these different layered mixed neutrals with books and decor pieces and vintage finds. Nate Berkus has a whole book that he wrote several years back about how to use your collections in your interior design. Not, you know, kind of tacky collections, but how can you kind of make collections and parts of your family and your history and your travels, and so all these collected items a cornerstone part of the way that you present your home. And you can see that he really lives that. Everywhere he goes, he brings something interesting back, and he's really inspired me to make sure that every time I travel somewhere, if I'm lucky enough to go somewhere really interesting, I try to bring back at least one thing for my home, and it adds just a little bit more layered texture and my personal history into the space.
That's not scary. Not scared.
Thought I was gonna get you.
Not scared.
That large tree also makes this space look a bit taller and wider. Playing with the scale in this room was really a win.
All right, guys, so heart of the home.
My favorite room in the home. It's where the day starts. It's often where the day ends. So we really wanted to treat this like the heart of the home. It's a space where we can laugh when we've got friends and family over. The kids sit here every Saturday and Sunday and bake pancakes with me in the morning.
If you follow them on Instagram, this is where I would say, 70% of all of their stuff happens is here in this kitchen. And you get to see this huge, long island, beautiful natural marble. The veining is beyond out of this world. I would absolutely love to put something like this in our kitchen. This huge island really does take advantage of this long, narrow space in this townhome. If you have a long, narrow space in your home, look at options for possibly adding an island or extending an island. They've even made this island an eat up to the bar island. I don't know. But I love the stools, the woven texture, and now they've really taken advantage of this space, and they still have space beyond for another living room sitting area.
We didn't move any appliances, and by doing that, we saved a lot of money. We were able to spend money on the finishes of things that mattered to us, like this beautiful faucet.
And I feel like such a dad that I'm so excited about a faucet, but that's where I'm at.
We added chicken wire to the upper cabinets. We just cut out the inside, or our contractor did, because we wanted to show, we wanted to be able to see. I love when you like doing stuff to me when I'm trying to talk. It's amazing.
And they're not the cutest couple, you guys. I just love them together.
It's like Pictionary.
Anyway, in a small space, it's great to be able to see all the dishes. The stove, babe?
Yes, I had to have this one. We wanted it to be bold, and I've always wanted a La Cornu, and I cook on it every day.
You like it.
And it's amazing.
You like it. I don't cook. I clean it.
I'm no chef, but I would love to have something that's stunning in my kitchen. Kind of loving Jeremiah's fashion as well. I'm on the hunt for some platform loafers. Black slacks are always a favorite of mine, and I love a little French-inspired striped sweater. So don't be worried if I rip that outfit off in my next video.
You can see the volume in this space. So this makes us feel like we're actually using and interacting with the entire house, even though we spend 95% of our time here.
That modern art, you could totally recreate that. Get a big white canvas. You could even build the frame yourself or buy something pre-framed, paint it with white gesso or white house paint, a couple rolls of black, and you've got poof, awesome, modern, beautiful artwork. Don't tell me you can't find cool artwork out there. You can make it yourself. So we've got a very modern modern, comfy, cozy sofa on the left in a neutral fabric. Then we've got this sort of fluffy, puffy boucle channel back armchair. There's a modern chair here on the far left, little slipper chair. And then we have a pair of neutral armchairs that are more of that tufted, very linear shape. This is an interesting mix. You'll see there's no patterned furniture here, and that kind of gives way for this bold artwork to the focal point of this room. You have the giant windows that of course are going to be a focal point. And then I also am loving this, again, beautiful natural marble on the coffee table. Stunning. That coffee table styling is perfect. That is totally my jam.
Strangely, the other day, I looked over and our son had taken a black pen and he had drawn all over that suede ottoman.
What was really interesting to me is
suede.
that Oskar got every single section.
Yeah.
It wasn't like he just went in one section. He just went around and
I mean, he's just a completist.
around.
Thorough.
Yeah,
very
he was very
thorough.
thorough. He did a great job.
Thorough at everything he does.
I started buying Jeremiah lighting as gifts.
All of the lamps
So,
are presents. You
I know,
realize
like
that?
this little guy was a birthday present to Jeremiah. It used to be in our living room in Los Angeles.
Just love a good lamp.
By our friend James Brown, who lives and works in Mexico, is one of my all-time favorite things in the home.
James Brown gave me the best life advice ever.
No, what did he say?
To make sure I stretch and save.
Stretch and save.
That's all it takes.
Good advice.
There's Poppy. Where? Oh, she's so quiet.
Oh,
Hi,
there's
little
our little
bug.
girl. She's so
Hi,
cute,
bug.
Poppy.
Look at this thing.
No.
Oh, yeah.
No! When we bought this house, there was no real master dressing room that was going to work for the two of us. So this is entirely new. We built the entire space.
And what's cool about this room is that this was part of the bedroom. So this casing is all new. And then there's storage behind all of these doors with the fabric behind. Our bedroom is very serene, super thick carpeting. We've got all sort of monochromatic, this Matt Connors painting that we've moved from home to home.
It's so cozy.
Almost every table surface in this home is marble. Are you noticing that? Their bedside tables were a very dramatically veined marble, coffee table in their living room space, and the round table in their dressing room was marble. I feel like every table has been marble. I'm noticing that's also a pattern that's happening in our home. Both of our coffee tables are marble. I feel like every table that I'm attracted to is marble. I wonder where I'm getting it from.
Everything has a purpose. Everything has a function. It's just a cozy room.
One thing that we love is the sitting area.
This sitting area. Now, I'm definitely not a fan of this sort of beach ball pillow. We've talked about this. I don't care how beautiful it is, if it's suede, if it came from Restoration Hardware. I just feel like it's kind of silly. I'm just gonna say it. Other than this tiny styling thing that I just don't love, everything else to me is stunning. These beautiful natural branches with blooms in them, this antique table with that rustic sort of vibe and the beautiful cutouts along the bottom, the leather chair on the far right. It looks to be a very shiny leather against a very traditional chair framing. That was clearly reupholstered and lovely. And my favorite thing has to be, okay, definitely the fluted fireplace facade, but beyond that, this little slipper chair in this sort of rust colored upholstery. It's almost like a velvety fabric. It looks to be quite textured and fluffy and cozy. I just love that color, especially against this sort of creamy background and the softness of the drapery. The nude torso on the far left, I've said before, I'm personally not attracted to like nude sculpture, but they had a little face sculpt, little part of a sculpture that was just a face on one of the tables walking into this space, and I actually really did love that. The wooden butcher block pedestal though, that torso is on, I would take that in a heartbeat. I could find a million places to put that in our home.
This chair is part of our collection for living spaces.
Hold the phone. So I can buy that chair and it's designed by them and it's from Living Spaces. Okay, I'll find it and I'll link it below.
But when we purchased the house, the fireplace, this all didn't exist before. It was just a marble mantle. So I worked with Camp Studios to really craft this shape and this silhouette, kind of inspired by the 1930s. And it's all hand fluted plaster. And we're really proud of the way it turned out.
And let me show you how it works, because the mirror, which is centered, is actually only hung on half of it. And then our television is back here, both of these doors open.
So nobody can know that
Hidden
I sit in here every night and
television.
watch House Hunters before bed.
Every night.
I love the idea of hidden media. You can absolutely find ways to hide away these big eyesores, these big black box TVs. I have got to find a way to do some of that in our home. Okay, I'm blowing up all of a sudden. I love that they were thinking creatively and figured out a way to keep this beautiful and functional for their real lives. So I'm a big believer, anytime you can find a way to hide away technology, but bring it out when you need it, is a plus in any design. This obviously is custom, hand fluted plaster, absolutely stunning. I love the reference to the 1930s, that sort of rounded sculptural aesthetic on the major corners of this piece. It is absolutely beautiful. More marble tables. Did you catch that? There it is.
Was the fact that we were going to have to share a dressing room again because he loved when we lived in LA that he never had
messy.
I'm not messy.
I just want you guys to know these are my two little sections.
They're very large.
Just right here.
I feel like it's adequate.
And this is Jeremiah's section.
This is my investment portfolio.
And that's his shoe section.
Wow.
That's the shoe department.
It was a really
That is amazing. This closet is beyond.
You really are still messy.
I just have to step up my organization game, apparently. I'm not messy.
Famous last words. Oh, it's Poppy's room. Get ready for some kid goodness.
This room makes me so happy. It's like this bright, happy, cute land for Poppy.
It's
One thing
so
about
cute.
this move that was really important, unlike the room that she had previously, is that we wanted her to have all of the design direction. She got to choose the wallpaper, she wanted pink carpet, she wanted her bed to be pink, she wanted everything to be pink, and so it is.
What's special about this room
So
is that
sweet.
it's actually not that different in terms of the things that we had in her bedroom in California. I love this old antique bench covered in this Lisa Fine polka dots. We did
That little bench recovered in that darling pink polka dotted fabric is one of the cutest things I've ever seen in a child's bedroom. All right, we're gonna revisit something that I've said in the past that is very controversial. I do not like themed rooms of any kind, even children's rooms. Now, I've definitely gotten a lot of hate here for that. I know a lot of you are like, let kids be kids, give kids what they want. I get you. I am a teacher. I work with very young children and I am all for letting kids be kids, but I think that there is a more sophisticated way to give them autonomy in the design of their space, like Jeremiah and Nate have done here, while still helping them to gather and sort of giving them some things that are classic, beautiful pieces that will last the test of time. If you're just getting all of these sort of, I don't know, dinosaur themed wallpaper, dinosaur themed lamp, dinosaur themed bedding, dinosaur themed fabric on the chair, dinosaur themed dresser, everything dinosaur. You're gonna have to redo everything once your child changes their mind. Hey friends, Editing Lindsay here. I don't feel like I quite fully explained this, so let me just add one more point. If your child was interested in music, you wouldn't just expose them to learning the theme song of their favorite Disney movies, right? You'd probably introduce them to rock bands and R&B albums that you loved over the years and punk rock things that inspired you and all different types of music, Mozart, maybe expose them to piano lessons. In the same way, if your child was interested in art, you would probably enroll them in an art class or show them different books that had different types of artists' work like Picasso or Matisse or Mary Cassatt, like anyone that you connected with personally, right? You might take them to museums and let them see real art in person and discuss it and learn about it and just have fun with it. In that same regard, interior design is a creative endeavor. It is a pursuit of beauty, an interesting look at architectural elements. There's a lot of math involved in interior design, which is an interesting element. I wish that more people would help their children get to know the art of interior design. If you are just personally interested in interior design, you don't have to be a professional to help your kids just kind of explore it right along with you as you are designing your home and certainly their bedroom space. Here, I feel like although they went for a lot of bold things like pinks, a very bold wallpaper, it's not exactly themed. Like you could definitely switch out a few things. You could give her new bedding. You could change the art. If, you know, when she grows up, she wants a different wallpaper, you could easily put something over that or paint the space. But when it comes to themed items, it just feels kind of tacky, and that you would have to redo literally everything in this space to make the room feel more mature. I feel like this room could easily go more mature once Poppy gets to a little bit older age and decides that maybe she wants it to be more of a teenager room, and it might, you know, obviously be a little easier to transition. But maybe that's just my personal feeling. I don't know. Let me know, what do you think down in the comments? Would you look at this room and think this is a themed child's bedroom? Are you for child's themed bedrooms? Or if you have kids, what's worked for you when designing children's spaces, knowing that they do grow up and change their minds?
But all of these things are meaningful to our family and meaningful to Poppy. The Hunt Sloanham painting, this is Geraldine Newworth, these are all friends. The shell necklace was from James Brown, who did the bronze downstairs.
I think having children, it's really given us an opportunity to experiment with color in a way that neither one of us ever did before.
This is a big departure from their design style, as you can tell when you compare it to the rest of their home.
I have to tell you, I really love it. We're up here every night rolling around with the kids. It's really grateful that we get to give this tour.
That must be so fun. Whatever you do for your child's bedroom, I hope you just have fun and make sure that your child feels loved and special. They also have a little boy named Oskar, and so this is his bedroom. You can see another big departure from their typical design style, especially with this wallpaper. I'm surprised, honestly, that they've gone full wallpaper in these children's rooms. And I also wonder if that's traditional wallpaper, which is what I'm assuming, or if it's some sort of peel and stick that's easy to change. That might actually be a great idea for kids' bedrooms. If you want to go print, go for a peel and stick wallpaper. Then once they change their minds later, it's an easy peel off, paint the room, and you've got a whole new bedroom.
Behind Oscar's crib says always on the edge of somewhere. That was painted by our friend Michael Haney. And this is one of two of Fernando Bengoechea's photographs.
Fernando.
My former boyfriend who died in the tsunami, whose name was Fernando Oskar Bengoechea. And that's why Oskar is named Oskar.
Oh,
It's really about, again,
I didn't know that about
putting
Oscar's
this
name. I love Fernando's photography and follow his estate on Instagram. I'll link it down below.
Everything in here has a form and a function, and it's changed 5 different ways, and I think that's really important when you're creating any space in your house.
I like how they were able to source a antique crib, and then they were also able to fill out the rest of the nursery, which I highly recommend, with non-nursery furniture. Find a beautiful kind of low boy dresser, that can be your changing table, and then once the child grows up, you already have a beautiful dresser that's ready to go for their sort of big boy life or big girl life. I'm also loving this neutral striped upholstered chair. The fabric is so simple and neutral. It adds a little bit more texture to the room. It could easily be moved into another space should they completely redesign Oscar's bedroom when he gets a little bit older.
Thanks for coming over, guys. See you later.
Bye.
That was so much fun. This is one of my all-time favorite design teams, one of my favorite couples. These two designers are among the top of the top inspirations that I use all the time in our designs, and I'm constantly looking for the perfect salvaged, beautiful antique items to make my own beautiful displays like they do all over their home. I hope you found a little bit of inspiration for your home. Remember, these are my opinions, so don't forget to share yours in the comments down below, and let me know if there's any other 80 home tours you'd like to request for me to review next. You might enjoy one of the last 80 home tours that I shared, Taylor Hill's beautiful rustic farmhouse, and it is stunning. I'll also link my most recent video, my front porch makeover. If you're looking to update your space for fall, this might give you that little bit of a nudge that you need. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye, my friends.